today. Oh my God, what is that? Oh my God, what is that?
Hey everybody, what's up? It's me, Annie's Review Time. Welcome back to another video. And today we are going to be talking about Percy Jackson. I did a petition to add more minority written books to the curriculum. So if you could sign that, the link will be in the description. Follow me on Instagram, that will be somewhere on the screen. And if you couldn't tell by the title, today we're going to be talking about the Percy Jackson movies / the first two books, but mainly the movies. So we're going to be talking about everything that is wrong with the movies, and yeah, so okay, let's get started. The movies are bad.
She's a disgrace to humanity, and she's a disgrace to women who are actually beautiful and classy, and she just doesn't have the vernacular that she thinks she possesses. Somebody lied to her several times and told her that she was fly, hot, and sexy and beautiful, and she's nothing like that. She's nothing of the sort.
Spoiler warning. This is going to be revealing things that happen in the movies, and so to contrast that, it'll also be revealing things that happen in the books. So, yeah. Okay, so there should be like a spoiler thing on the screen. It'll probably be here. So, yeah, let's keep doing this. The Percy Jackson movies. I have my notes right here. Okay. Okay. So the first thing that I'm not gonna really talk about this one that much because it gets talked about frequently, but the first thing that I'm gonna quickly go over is that they changed the characters' ages, and by changing the characters' ages, that changes a lot of like the characters' dynamics, the characters' growth and development. In the first book, I'm gonna just talk about the first and second book, and maybe there might be, references to the later books, but as far as I know, there will only be mention of the first and second book because those were the only ones that got turned into movies. But the first and the second book, they're 12 and 13, and in the first and second movie, they're 16 and 17. So, yeah, if you can't tell the difference, okay, second change. They merged Annabeth with Clarice. Right now I'm talking about the first movie. I don't know if I made that clear. They merged Annabeth with Clarice. And so, hold on. Okay. They merged Annabeth with Clarice, and I'm about to talk about that more in depth in a second. But they changed Annabeth completely in the first and second movie, but the second movie we'll talk about later in the second half of this video. So, Annabeth in the first movie, she just, doesn't serve really any purpose except for her being Percy's romantic interest. But, also, she kind of behaves the same way Clarice does towards Percy, so instead of it being they started as friends and then started dating, it turned into them being rivals and then starting to date. But it's in the first book they weren't ever really rivals. It was just she kind of didn't like him because he was the son of Poseidon and she was the daughter of Athena. Why am I saying was? They still are those people's kids. But still. Yeah, so that's why she was upset. And that's why she was upset. And, but it was never really, the way they have her. She goes, I have very strong feelings for you. I just don't know whether or not they're positive or negative yet. And they're flirting throughout the entire movie, but in the books, they don't even, like, they don't get together until the 5th one, so I don't get why they kept implying that they were, like, at the end of the movie, it kind of implies that they're, like, together. At least that's how I always read it. So, yeah. Also, this is Annabeth in the book. Right here, I'll probably have the picture. And this is Annabeth over here. This is Annabeth in the movie. Annabeth in the book is described as, hold on. Annabeth in the book is described as being athletic and having curly blonde hair like a princess's, tan skin and stormy gray eyes. I think Alexandra Daddario, the lady who played her in the movie, she has very pretty eyes, but she doesn't match Annabeth at all. And then, like, her character is just reduced to being, like, a love interest. And I've noticed that in adaptations, that's what they do. They just, for just a lot of the adaptations that I have seen, they take a strong female character who also happens to be the main character's love interest, and they just make them the main character's love interest, like, with no other discernible personality traits. And it's like, why?
You did this for what?
Why not?
Why?
Why not?
Why though?
Or I guess, like, I haven't really seen any adaptations that have a female lead, so maybe they do the same for those. I can't, like, when I say I haven't seen, not that I can think of, but maybe they do the same for those. But I just noticed that because a lot of the ones that I watched, they have male leads with female love interests. That's just the pattern that I've noticed. So, yeah. Then in, okay, I'm so sorry. When they're playing Capture the Flag in the movie, which also in the books doesn't happen until, like, a week after Percy's been there, they have Annabeth do the part that Clarice is supposed to do. Like, in the book, they were on the same team. And then they just have Percy beat her just to show how cool he is. There is no real reason for Annabeth to be on this team, and we'll get more into that for the second movie because they completely destroy her in the second movie. Notice something editing this video that I found really funny. Watch. So you see Luke, and then you see them. Look at what this guy does. Why is he moving like that? I just found this really funny. It doesn't have anything to really do with the video, but back to the video. Yeah. I'm sorry. I keep saying This is like my 4th time trying to record this video. So I've said all of these things like 3 times before this. So it's just kind of like, I don't know. It's like I'm losing the passion, but I'm not. I'm still, because I had to suffer through the first 2 I had to suffer through the 2 Percy Jackson movies just to make this video. I took notes. I'm not going to just forget about it. I've come too far. So yeah, they like just ruin. Oh, and Annabeth doesn't seem to have a crush on Luke in the first movie. Like, she barely has any interaction with him. The only interaction I remember is when she brings them to Luke's cabin, and for some reason Luke has a cabin all to himself. And okay, this really bothered me when I was watching the movie. So they always stress about how you can't use technology, like how demigods can't use technology in the books. Like, they can't use phones, tablets, stuff like that. And why did Luke first of all, why did Luke have a cabin all to himself? Hermes' cabin a big, even like in the final book, they kept bringing, like, one of Percy's, like, I'm trying not to go too much in detail because this isn't, like, they didn't make a movie out of this one, so I'm gonna try to be as vague as possible. But one of Percy's conditions is so that the Hermes cabin won't be so filled anymore. Like, that's as vague as I can possibly get without, like, ruining that part for you. But, like, that was one of his conditions. So why did Luke have a cabin all to himself? And why was it filled with technology? Like, yes, Luke is evil, but they just, when he was at camp, they never mentioned him, like, stealing anything. He seemed to be, like, kind of like a model student. You know what I mean? So I just don't understand. I don't get it. I don't understand why. I don't get the reason. Okay. Okay. Oh, but Luke's relationship with Annabeth. There's that, and she barely even talks to him. And then in the second time she interacts with him, she's attacking him with her dagger, which she shouldn't be allowed to do because that's the cursed blade. They changed Grover into a black stereotype. Grover, I have no problem with Grover being black in the movie. I have no problem with it. I think there should be more black characters in media, obviously, but here's the thing. The Percy Jackson, like, franchise is pretty diverse. Like, maybe not so much in the first Percy, like, in the first, like, books, but it's pretty diverse with, Heroes of Olympus, with, Piper. She's half Native American, and I'm guessing, I'm gonna say half Greek because she's a demigod, but there's Piper. Leo is Hispanic. Hazel is black. Nico is Italian. I'm trying to think of all these people from Heroes of Olympus because there was a lot of them, but like it was pretty diverse. So I don't understand, like, once you get into, like, the bigger, I'm guessing that's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make a franchise. They didn't make the movie like they wanted to make a franchise. They made the movie like they wanted to just make one movie, and then they were like, oh, we're making a second one too. I don't understand the madness. But yeah, that's what they did. And like, I had a point. I lost it, but I had a point. Oh, it was pretty diverse. So, what, like, Grover's white in the books. He's a scrawny white kid, and here he's like, he has a pretty athletic build. He's black, whatever. But they make him into the funny black sidekick, like, funny black best friend sidekick dude. I couldn't use music because then I'd get copyrighted again.
Something about this doesn't sit right in my spirit.
They changed the entire plot. They changed the entire plot. Let's discuss. The plot of the first book is that Percy's mom gets taken, like, she's in the underworld, and Percy accepts this mission to go to the underworld, which is in Los Angeles. He's in New York. He accepts the mission because he's like, okay, I can get my mom back. But he's also like, oh, Hades has the lightning bolt. He doesn't know that they think he's the lightning thief. If I'm remembering correctly, Hades never comes up to in the campfire like looking like a fiery demon. In the movie, Percy is just like, I'm gonna save my mom, because he's like, Hades thinks I'm the lightning thief. But if I go there and I just tell him that I didn't take the bolt, out of the kindness and the goodness in the God of the underworld's heart, he'll let me and my mother go. Because he's just a nice guy. He's just a great, kind individual. Percy's kind of dumb. At least in the movie, he's very, very dumb. I don't know where he thought that plan was gonna go, but he clearly didn't think that through. Like, he clearly didn't think that through. And he goes to the underworld taking 2 people with him on this half-baked scheme that only works if Hades decides to be nice.
Let's just laugh at him now.
They deleted Ares, and by deleting Ares, once again, this adds to the changed plot. So in the movie, there's this scene where they're sitting at the diner, and that's where they find out that Percy is like a fugitive or whatever. And like, that scene in the books is when Ares comes and he gives them the little mini quest, and then he gives them the backpack. And so at first when I was reading it, because I watched the movie before reading the book, and so at first when I was reading it, I'm like, this wasn't in the movie, but okay, it's just a meaningless scene. I can understand why they cut it out. I don't understand why they cut it out. Because him giving Percy the backpack, when Percy gets out of the Lotus Hotel, he's like, I thought I threw this away. But now it feels really heavy when he gets to the underworld. And then it has the lightning bolt in it. Then it has the lightning bolt in it. And it's like, they changed the villain. They changed the villain of the movie and replaced him with Luke. I love The Lightning Thief so much. The way it's written, it is beautiful. However, Luke is written, like, his reveal of being evil at the end of the book it happens maybe the second to last chapter, and it is so, you think, okay, we've already won. We just beat Ares, the mom is back, we've won, we're here. This should be the conclusion. It should just be easy sailing. But it's not, because Luke turns out to be evil. And that's like, it just Luke turns out to be evil and tries to kill Percy at the very end. And it's so beautifully written. I love it so much. I love The Lightning Thief. It is so beautifully written. I know I just said that like 5 times, but still, it just it's beautiful. In the movie, first of all, Luke is like barely there. First, he appears in the Capture the Flag game. He like goes, oh, here, wear this helmet, and then like he doesn't wear a helmet in the capture the flag game.
I realize this wasn't clear, but when I'm saying he doesn't wear a helmet during the capture the flag game, I'm referring to Luke because he gives Percy a helmet, but he doesn't wear one himself in the movie. So yeah, I found it very confusing, and it kind of bothered me because why are you offering me a helmet if you're not going to wear one? What's the point? Is it too dangerous for me but not too dangerous for you? Am I the only one who can receive a head injury? It just didn't make sense. So yeah, that's what I was talking about when I said that. I realized it wasn't very clear. So back to the video.
But then he appears when he helps them he gives them the shoes, which turn out to not even do anything. So like in the book they're cursed, but in the movie he's just giving them a fun little gift. This is a little counterproductive. Like, you gave the shoes even help Percy defeat Luke in their battle on the Empire State Building. Like, but yeah, like, it's just like, I don't understand. I'm just gonna try to breeze through these real quick. The battle at the Empire State Building never happened. They cut out Dionysus, Mr. D. There's no oracle, no prophecy. They added Persephone into this one. Maybe I'll leave room that maybe I forgot or missed Persephone, but I know that she did not do everything that she did in the movie. I know that for a fact. She did not betray Hades in the movie, in the book, because I just finished reading the Demigod Files, and she said she loves and serves Hades. So, they turned Hades into, like, the main villain, and in the book, he's not, like, they're like, no, he's not. You think he is because of who he is, but he isn't the main villain. He's completely innocent, and in the movie, they just make him Mick Jagger. Also, Chiron is a white stallion in the book, and this is just a minor little thing, but I noticed Chiron is a white stallion. In the movie, I'll probably have a picture of him somewhere on the screen. In the movie, he isn't. Like, I don't understand if y'all gonna make him, if y'all gonna CGI the horse's butt onto this man, y'all can't make it the right color. Oh, Percy doesn't get expelled at the beginning of this, and remember how I said that, at the beginning of the movie, remember how I said that, they changed the ages and how that changes the dynamics? Well, Percy's stepdad is abusive, but in the movie, Logan Lerman is, like, taller than that guy, and he doesn't look scared of him. So it doesn't look as believable. Like, I understand it would be different if they showed him afraid, because then it would be like, okay, he's scared, but he's not. He's not scared. Not scared at all. He's just, like, letting his mom be abused. Mrs. Dodds doesn't appear more than once in the movie, and in the books she appears frequently. And okay, so now that I went through that wasn't everything that was wrong with the first movie, but it was just all I could remember for this video. I'm sure if I watched the movie again, like, almost every scene I pointed out something that did not happen. Like, they added the Hydra scene, they messed up the Medusa thing. Oh, how y'all gonna have Uma Thurman play Medusa when Medusa was supposed to be this ugly old looking woman? Y'all gonna have Uma Thurman playing her. Uma Thurman ain't ugly, at least in the movie. And y'all gonna have her play Medusa, who's supposed to be ugly. And Medusa is described as being, like, I think they said, like, a golden tan color. Uma Thurman is mad pale. And then they had her wearing this, like, leather outfit. So, now we're on to the Sea of Monsters. The first thing that I have written down is Ugly Raggedy Blanket.
That was it? I mean, oh,
I was maybe an hour and a half into this movie. I had 23 minutes left. As soon as I saw that raggedy blanket as the golden fleece, I was done. I had already been done, but I stopped caring about anything that was going on in the movie. I was now not invested. I was barely invested. I watched the movies again with my parents, and like, I watched the movies again with my parents, and they enjoyed the first one. They've never read the books. They enjoyed the first one, but the second one, they were left confused. We'll get more into that in a second. But the ugly raggedy blanket, the golden fleece, is the fleece of a ram, like a sheep. I think that's what a ram is. But it's not a raggedy blanket. I know that for sure. Okay, the last 5 minutes of the movie. There's a lot packed into those last 5 minutes. There's, like, Kronos comes back, which doesn't happen until the very end of the 4th book. So I don't know who said, hey, let's just have Kronos come back. And you know what? Let's have him eat Luke. I don't know who said that was the thing to do. That was what we needed, but we didn't. That was useless and a waste of time. So like, that was just a waste of CGI. And then they have the cursed blade be riptide, and I have a problem with that because that's not the cursed blade. The cursed blade is Annabeth's dagger. And like, I don't remember if in the books they say that riptide belonged to Poseidon. I know it belonged to Hercules, but they never said it belonged to Poseidon. So if they did say that, I'll put it on the screen, but I just don't remember because it's been maybe a month or two since I read the books. So every single little detail is kind of escaping me at the moment, and then it's been like a month or two since I wrote these notes. So like, there's also no nuance to Clarice. They just give her personality that she should have had in the first movie, but because she didn't exist in the first movie, they just gave her that personality. Because in the first book, Clarice is nothing but a bully, but in the second one, she's grown and she's changed. She's not changed, but she has more nuance. Percy sees her with her dad. She looks scared. You understand her character more, and you start to understand her character more and more as the story goes on. But her character was annoying and useless. Oh, speaking of useless, Annabeth in the second movie. Completely useless. The only thing she does is be racist. Speaking of her racism, the spray mist. Okay, I don't know what they were doing. This was probably like a creative decision, but it shouldn't have happened. Like, they had her spray the mist onto Tyson's eyes, like, as if Tyson can just wear his glasses. And then in the scene where they go to the coffee shop or whatever, they have the guy with like 6 arms doing the coffee, and then they cut to it, like, to a mortal, and then they cut back to the guy but this time we're looking at it from the mortal's point of view, and he only has 2 arms. So how does the mist work then? They don't even like this. The cab thing, I forget what the 3 women are called, but they're not the Fates and they're not the Furies. That cab scene happens at the beginning of the book. They spend no time in the Sea of Monsters. They just get eaten by the thing. I forget its name, but they get eaten by that, and then they just like leave and go to Cersei land. There was never a Cersei land. That wasn't a thing. And they actually go and meet Cersei in the Sea of Monsters. So once again, that was a choice that they made. I don't understand why they made that choice. It was the incorrect choice to make. Oh, I also forgot to mention somehow, they didn't have Annabeth's invisibility cap. But you know what? I guess to make up for that, they just made her personality invisible. So yeah. They messed up the prophecy in the. Hold on, I have it here. In the second book, they give. In the second movie, they give Percy the Great Prophecy instead of the second book's prophecy, which is, "You shall sail the iron ship with warriors of bone. You shall find what you seek and make it your own. But beware with your life, entombed within stone, and fail without friends to fly home alone." That's not what they said in the movie, obviously, because it's on the list. Chiron was still the camp counselor. A huge part of why everything that happens in the Sea of Monsters happens is because Chiron isn't there. And they just have him still be there. And then they have Giles from Buffy play him. I don't understand. Like, I get that he probably needs a job. But did he need to be in Percy Jackson? They could have just had the first guy do it. I don't understand. Oh, but I forgot what the guy's name is. I kind of always confuse him because I read Arusha, and I kind of always confuse him for like that snake guy. I feel like their names are similar. If they aren't, then I'm just completely wrong. But still, I forget his name. The guy who couldn't eat food. Yeah. He was the camp counselor, and he didn't like Percy for whatever reason. What else? The bull. I'll have room for argument here. I don't remember the bull. Like I said, don't remember the bull. Because I read this like 2 months ago. I don't remember the bull. If it is there, then I apologize to the bull. However, I don't remember that being there. And the competition thing that they had in the beginning of the movie is wrong. Didn't exist. Didn't happen. That's not how the book starts. Also, the way Tyson and Percy's relationship is completely wrong. They have Percy kind of take part into the bullying and the rudeness, and honestly, even though he's not right in doing this, the only thing he does is tell people that Tyson isn't his brother. So, like, in the movie, he's just being a total jerk to him. I didn't appreciate it, and they also kind of played it off as he was jealous. And in the book, I don't know, I just didn't get that vibe from it. Like, he was kind of like, he wasn't as much of a jerk to him as he was in the. He wasn't in the book. He wasn't as much of a jerk as he was in the movie. Also, they ruin all the characters' relationships. Like, I guess they got feedback that Percy and Annabeth shouldn't be flirting that much because, like, they just, like, have no relationship at all. You wouldn't be able to tell they were friends. Like, you could barely tell that they're friends. It's ridiculous. They don't have a relationship. And the Sea of Monsters is where they really start bonding and things. So, yeah, that's kind of confusing. Grover and Percy, you can't really tell that they're best friends. I was really happy when they showed Grover in the wedding dress getting ready. Like, I blocked all traces of the Sea of Monster movie from my memory. So I was really happy when I saw that that they stuck true to that part. But everything else was a complete disaster, a complete flop. It was flaming hot garbage. But here's some things that aren't as flaming hot garbage, that were in the movies. Jay Abel was good casting as Luke. Even though, like, okay, in the second movie you could tell that they tried to, like, make up for everything that was wrong in the first movie, but by doing that, they messed up the second movie. And they did, like, they added Luke's scar, but they put it on the wrong part of his face. They put it here. And said, oh my gosh, before I even get into the not garbage parts, why was Ethan Nakamura, Selena Beauregard, and Chris Rodriguez all together on Luke's ship in the Sea of Monsters movie? Selena Beauregard doesn't reveal herself until the 5th book, and they only meet Ethan in Battle of the Labyrinth, which is the 4th book. So, yeah. The only one that should be there is Chris Rodriguez. And they really tried to make me not, like, maybe try to forget, like, hypnotize me into trying to make me not see that they had Ethan Nakamura doing karate for some reason. For some reason. But to the not hot garbage parts, because, you know, we gotta keep it a little positive.
Okay, let me remain positive. This is me being positive.
Jake Abel was great casting. I know Jake Abel for being from Supernatural. He's Sam and Dean's half-brother, and also Michael. And from there, I knew him from being from Percy Jackson. But, you know, that's just kind of the role that I equate him to, him being from Supernatural. Now, because, like, I don't know. There's 14 seasons already done of it. So, like, of course, I'm gonna equate that to his role. That's something that's, I just watch it more and I enjoy it more than the Percy Jackson movies. But Jake Abel did a great job as Luke. I feel like he really matches what Luke looks like. He plays his character well. They put a scar here instead of it being here. Also, I feel like the guy who played Gabe was a good, like, he played his part well for the short moments that he was on screen. Oh, I forgot something. It's okay. I'll probably add it in post. So by the time that I say I forgot, I would have already added in the part that I forgot into the, I'll already have added it in. So yeah, another thing is with the first movie, at least they made it, they changed everything, but at least they made it cohesive. Like, it's an easy movie to follow. With the second movie, it's not. It's confusing. The only reason I understood it was because I read the books, and then they changed so much that it was kind of hard to tell what was going on at any given moment. But yeah, that's the Percy Jackson movies. My advice to you is watch the first movie, then read the first 2 books. No, then read all 5 books, then watch the second movie. Honestly, don't watch the second movie. It's a waste of time. It causes stress and anxiety. But if you don't mind those things, then watch it all you like. I'm glad they didn't get to Titan's Curse, because that's where Nico comes in, and they don't need to start ruining Nico's character. They don't need to do that. No. So yeah, that was this week's video. I hope I get it done quickly so I can, like, you know, edit it quickly. It should probably take me like 2 days to do it. Yeah, that was this week's video. Like, comment, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, follow me on Instagram, watch my latest video, and yeah, sign my petition in the description box below, and support Black Lives Matter. And that's a wrap. Bye.
If I knew that this was going to be the outcome, like, I would have never done something like this, but you don't know when you're in the moment, and, like,